So the theme of Chasing Light is about a protagonist, a character that actually crops up in a couple of other albums through this journey. But this is the beginning of the decision to leave a world that is become toxic, unlivable, a place that is no longer the desired home, and the character has to go find a new truth. It's a scary proposition. The courage needs to be mustered up, and what he's looking for is unknown at this time, but the whole point of Chasing Light is that he's chasing it. He's looking for whatever light the metaphor would mean to the listener, and in this case the character could be truth, happiness, could be a new world, a new home, it could be peace of mind, love. Whatever that light is, this is the beginnings and the decision to leave the old world and pursue it.
So the recording process for Chasing Light was really cool. When I met up with Patrick, the idea was he would send me tracks and I would record the vocals. So fantastic. He'd send me a stereo track. I'd throw it on my Mac, all done through Dropbox, and I'd start laying down vocals. And he told me to have fun with it. So he gave me some melodies. I pretty much repeated those melodies, tweaked them here and there where it felt better for my voice, then threw in harmonies and came up with other ideas and just threw them back at Patrick through Dropbox, and on to the next song.
So the album we're working on, which will be our second album, is called Brave New World, and it's a continuation of the theme, the story. The protagonist has left the toxic world, mustered up the courage to start seeking out a new light. And on Brave New World, it's kind of another sci-fi metaphor for finding another home. There's a lot of fear, trepidation, there's hope involved, there's some excitement, and at times looking back and having no past, and those types of themes, they're recurring. So, this character is pretty much disconnected from his life's past and has to start anew. So the album is about finding this new world, whether it be a beautiful world or a fierce world, and getting themselves on the way to making it their home. The album is a bit more progressive in my mind. The songs link together. Chasing Light, the songs stood individually even though they were thematic, but the songs on Brave New World link together, one song to the next, which creates kind of this continuous piece of music. It was almost a double album. I had a lot of material, but I've trimmed it to a very long single album, and I feel like the themes merit that kind of storytelling. So it's progressive. It's a little bit darker than Chasing Light. Some of the things that were in my influence bucket for this album are a little bit different than in Chasing Light. Chasing Light had a lot of my Rush and Tears for Fears influence showing, and Kenny's influences came across as well. But on Brave New World, I think it gets a little darker. A little bit of the Steven Wilson flavors seeped in with the melancholy and some of the minor key stuff. But I'm really excited about it. I think it's a very emotional album, which is an important aspect. Still has that Tears for Fears kind of rooted feel, where the melodies are still the primary driving force of each song. But I do think the emotional element of this album is what makes it fun to listen to.
The goal is to try to bring a more emotional tie back to the music by listening to the music a little longer before recording. So in the first album, we kind of pieced it together as they came in. The second album, we're going to be a little more careful about making sure that my vocals connect with the emotion that Patrick's trying to convey, and get that song to come off the page a lot better and really hit the listener is our hope. So I'm real excited about that. I'm sure he's going to give me the freedom to work on some harmonies and add things in there, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm excited. Can't wait to get it done.
You can see. So while we're finishing Brave New World, we had a lot of material, and some of the material has its identity that's Probably going to show up on a separate album at some point. But a couple of the songs were pivotal to the storyline, and they're wonderful songs. So Kenny and I have decided to use those songs as kind of an intermediate single that we're going to release. And the first song that we'll release as a free download and as well as a video is called Planet. And Kenny wrote that song, and it's just an amazing song.
Planet is a song that goes far back for me personally. One of the first songs I ever wrote as an individual songwriter. Influenced a lot by early Paul Reynolds from Flock of Seagulls and Edge from U2 with that delayed guitar, and it's a fantastic idea, I think, overall. But what's interesting to me is we never really recorded the song that well back in the day, and so giving it over to Patric and letting him take a shot at it really, in my opinion, brought it to life. Instead of the sort of electronic feel, he brought a new prog feel to it. I think that's the best way to put it. So it's real energetic. I'm super excited. We got a really good vocal take, and so I'm just excited to get it out there, let people hear it, and have it be in the same vein of what we're doing here with the prog. So progressive rock. So I'm excited about Planet. Really, I can't wait for people to hear it. Let's get it out there.
Keep on chasing.